Room here to run. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A big play there on the first play of the game. Given 42 yards on the ground.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10. Off play action. Here's Goff. Open man. That's too strong. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5.
Boy, no problems getting down the court here on this opening drive. They've looked really sharp in the early going, and they've come up with some big plays already. Here's another. That's going to set up first and goal.
They'll run with Gibbs. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing out second down. The tale of two extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Can this defense get the stop on the opening drive? Here's third and goal. Here's Goff. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for him. This guy's been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a fourth down. Well played.
Bates' kick is good. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. Well, they moved the ball well there on the opening series. Running game was in sync. They were knocking on the doorstep, but ultimately, Charles, they'll have to settle for the field goal.
Well, they certainly were moving it well, and give this defense a ton of credit. Finally dug their heels in and forced the field goal. That's what it is, game partner. Will this offense look back at this drive and think to themselves, if we'd gotten 6, we'd be in a better spot.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
35-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. They go here with a former Lion. It's DeAndre Swift. He fights forward for a minus 2-yard gain. Second down. Now this defense for the Lions, terrific last week in the season opening victory.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks, and plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
And he slides to avoid the hit. A good decision in the end to pull and run, gets him 9 yards in the first. Throwing is Williams. This will be caught downfield by Moore. Touchdown, Chicago! DJ Moore, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bears have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. Santos with the extra point. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. And he gets this one just shy of 40. They'll break him down at the 39. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
It's now second and 10.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now it's gone. That's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 38-yard line.
22 yards. That's good for a Lions. First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Now a play fake, and it's gone. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack.
Jonathan Owen.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
At the 43-yard line.
Now Goff. That's complete to Tony. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. A catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
That's another Lions. First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
From the gun, here's Goff. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. The Lions are 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener, and now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets your point in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
Calling a gain of 6 on the play. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Back to throw, Goff. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They made some nice plays that give themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. And no field goal try here from the red zone offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. On 4th down, on is Jake Bates for the Lions field goal. Bates' kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in the second quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hole. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off for 3.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. To the air, Williams. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And it's going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Look at the big fella go. Touchdown, Chicago. Cole Kmet, 67 yards. And the Bears take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6. Santos able to tack on the extra point. And the lead is up to 8.
14, Lions 6. Cairo Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Kadarius Toney on the return. The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They've been settling quite a bit. They've been able to move the football some, but they've just been settling. That's one of the reasons they're down on the scoreboard.
I love that word you picked, settling, because nowadays in this NFL, you're thinking touchdown almost every drive because everything's so high-powered. Yeah, you'll take the field goal, but you always feel like you're leaving points out there when you don't put it in the end zone.
They'll be trying to put it in the end zone here on this drive. Breaks the tackle now with Allen. There he goes left side. Inside the 20. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Extra point attempt to come here. And this is up and good. It brings them within a point now. It's 14-13.
14, Lions 13. Jack Fox to kick off.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he'll return this one all the way out of the other side of the field.
Now that's the kind of return that warms the heart of the special teams coach. He'll be pushing us next time, Brandon, to make sure his guys are introduced in the starting lineups. These guys have such an influence on every game. The unsung heroes, remember, they have their own meetings, their own practice time, heck, their own spot on the bench in order to be ready to play each and every week.
Moore, the motion man right. And they'll fake it there on the jet sweep, and instead, here's Swift. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
To throw, Williams. That's complete. Rome Odunze. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run out of the gun with Swift. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. He'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So from the 37, here's a 2nd down and 9. Here's Williams. A throw left side taken in by Kmet. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you'll get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there. And he did a lot of that on that play.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Looking to throw is Williams. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Flying in for that sack, Aiden Hutchinson.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll look middle here and give it to Odunze. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
A 38-yard attempt.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. 70 yards. And the Lions take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points. But no doubt, that changes things. Instead of putting 3 more points on the board, they surrender 6 the other way, and they also surrender the lead.
My math's not that great, but that's a 9-point swing, likely to become 10 after they add the extra point.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make this a 6-point game.
Bears, 14.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3, and take some momentum into the locker room. They'll get this into the hands of Odunze. And he'll have it past midfield, almost to the 40, before being taken down. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. To throw, it's Williams. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Steps away to his left. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Williams from the gun on 3rd down. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
They'll go. Here's Williams. Eluding the pressure right. He's got his target. That's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And now the clock will stop as he's able to get up and spike it here. Second and 10. To the air once more. Williams. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down. Working out of the gun, Williams. Flushed out right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a fourth down.
Santos' kick is up and through, and that will do it for this first half. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
And he's going to get it across the midfield, stripe in the Lion territory. That's a gain of 6 on the first down run.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
2nd and 3. That's caught by the Notre Dame man. It's Durham Smythe. First target, first catch, and a first down.
First down, Chicago.
From the gun, here's Williams. Open man is Kmet, the tight end.
Ran a perfect defense in this situation. Would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him up to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level. Make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level. Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
From here, this would have been a 48-yarder, but no, they're going to go for it. Throwing is Williams. That's to his running back, complete. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid fourth down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. They'll look to throw here on first down. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. Open man down the field. That's Burden. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Able to find the open man.
That's complete. And he will have the Bears first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. Back to the running game with Swift.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 14-yard line.
They'll fake the give. Now Williams.
And he's got it.
And the Bears are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
Into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Colston Loveland with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Bears have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the 3rd quarter. Santos with the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game.
Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this 3rd quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
To throw is gone.
Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. Tyreek Stevenson picks it off.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Swift going to try up the middle.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line. And that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
From the 42-yard line, here's the 2nd and 5.
Back to throw. Williams.
Over the middle, he's going to find Burden. He'll get it inside the 20.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago.
Touchdown.
Luther Burden
With his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Bears will add to their 4th quarter lead.
Santos able to tack on the extra point. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
Cairo Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Here's Khalif Raymond to return.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Return. The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a two-score.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown.
Jameson Williams,
75 yards. And the Lions have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
Will set up for the two-point conversion.
And no, it falls incomplete. So the two-point conversion, no good.
The score, Bears 31, Lions 26.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
They'll start on the ground with Swift. And some nifty running here as they'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. 49 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Chicago.
First down, and they go with Swift again. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 16 more on that one and another first down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. And by the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
So when your team leading in the fourth quarter, you know you've got to run the football. They know you've got to run the football. Sometimes that means there's nowhere to run the football.
To the air, Williams.
And it's complete.
And the Bears are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Williams toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
They'll look to throw for it with Williams.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life.
A 22-yard attempt.
Santos' kick is up and through, and that'll push the lead up to 8. So this time the protection holds up for him just fine, and he's able to bang it through.
I think their special teams coach got the point across. He gave him a pretty good earful after the block earlier, and this time there's no penetration, so they're able to pick up 3.
This is 1st and 10.
Now it's gone.
Short pass here taken in by Laporta. Here comes second down.
A gain of 7 brings up second down at the 31-yard line.
Here's the former Bear. This is David Montgomery.
And they swung up right near the line of scrimmage.
You've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Well, this feels like a late season game, even though it's just week 2. Here's a big third down.
Buying time to his left. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
35-yard line.
Now Goff.
Short pass here taken in by Laporta.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and inches.
Goff.
45-yard line.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down.
Less than a yard.
A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So an ideal set of circumstances there. They move the chains, and they save that final timeout.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Goff now to throw. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The Lions move there. Look like nobody open. Now second down.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
Brings up a third down.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely four-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well turned there, and now fourth down.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Desperation time for Goff on 4th. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they can use it is strictly for pride.
The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational.
So it's the Bears who come away with a victory, and it was thanks in large part to the play of their second-year quarterback.
Yeah, he was in complete